Hi guys. For our second video, we're going to be doing the same type of problem that we did in our first video, and I'm going to show you a different method that you can use. Once I'm done with this video, you can decide which method you like better. Now, full disclosure, the method that I'm doing in this second video, I'm going to use in every other video for the rest of this chapter, and I'm going to use it in the next chapter also. So even if you decide that you don't like this method for distribution problems, it is going to show up later. So it's important that you understand what the method is and how it works. And that method is called the box method. So the box method is like the most wonderful method in the whole entire world, in my opinion. It is so versatile. It works on so many different problems. It's actually something that you guys have seen since elementary school. In elementary school, you guys learned that it was called the area model. But we're going to use it in this class to deal with multiplying polynomials. To do the box method, first you need to decide how large are the pieces in the problem. So in this problem, I have a monomial, one term, times a trinomial, three terms. A monomial times a trinomial, I'm going to need to draw a box that is 1 by 3 boxes. So, and it doesn't matter which way you draw it. I'm going to draw it horizontally. So I'm going to make one box going across and then 3 boxes going down. But you could draw it the other way if you wanted to. 3 boxes going across and then the 1 box going down. This takes up a little bit less space on our paper. Now, the size of the box, again, is determined by the problem size. So you can draw whatever size box you need depending on how big the problem is. And then you take each individual piece and you line it up along the outsides of the boxes. So my monomial, my one term, 5x, it's going to go next to my one box right out here. And then for my trinomial, I'm going to split it up, and each term is going to be above one of the boxes. So the 3x to the third is above the first box. The negative x squared is above the second box. Notice that I kept the minus sign with it. And then the 8 was above the third box. Now this box, it's like a multiplication table. So what we do is we take the 2 on the outside and then we multiply them together to make the inside. So if I'm looking at this first box right here, I'm going to take the 5x from the left side and the 3x to the third from the top. I'm going to multiply those together, and that will tell me what goes inside. So 5 times 3 is 15, and x times x to the third is x to the fourth. That's a 1 plus a 3 for those x's. For this second box, since I'm still on this first row, I'm going to take the 5x, and then above the second box, I'll multiply that by negative x squared. If it helps, you can draw a 1 in front of the x squared. So this is 5 times negative 1, which is negative 5. And then x to the first and x squared makes x to the third. Finally, for this last box over here, I'm still using the 5x, and now I'm going to multiply it by the 8. So 5 times 8 is 40, and then the x just stays the same since there was no other x to multiply it with. So that's how you fill in the box. Once you're done filling in the box, you're going to pull everything out of the box using addition, and this is where you're going to write your final answer. So taking the inside of the box and making an adding problem, or subtracting if it was negative, that should give me my final answer. So my final answer is 15x to the fourth minus 5x to the third plus 40x. So this is an alternative method to distributing. I am going to use the box method on larger problems, so problems that don't have monomials. So it's important that you understand how it works. For the trying your owns, I want you to try using the box method. Just give it a chance to see how you like it before you make a decision. And then when you're doing your homework, you can either distribute or do box method, whichever you prefer. So go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems. All right, let's check and see how you did. So on the first one, it's very similar to the example we did. It's a monomial and a trinomial. So you should have drawn a 1 by 3 box. The first term in the trinomial is the x squared y. That's all considered one term. And then we have a 2x. And then we have the minus 3x to the fifth y. So those are our 1, 2, 3 terms. And then when we're done, hopefully you got this for your final answer. Now, I rewrote this in standard form. On some of your homework tonight, it is going to ask you specifically to write it in standard form. So after you distribute, you might need to reorganize. Standard form is in descending order with your largest exponents first and then slowly working your way down to the smaller exponents. So I chose to write the one with the x6y squared first because that had the biggest exponents. Then I have x3y squared and then x squared y. All right, let's check that next one. So here's my final answer for the next one. Now in this one, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. So if you're drawing your box, you're gonna draw 1 by 5, 1 by 5 with the 5 terms on top of each of the boxes. And then this one also had like terms. So you do need to combine together. It would have been your first box and your fourth box are going to end up being like terms that you can add together. And again, that will happen on tonight's homework as well. So sometimes after you're done distributing, you can combine together some like terms. So let's make sure that we got this one correct. For descending order on this one, I put the S largest exponent first because S comes first in the alphabet. So I was really focusing just on my letter S's. So S4, S3, S3 again, and this time I had the U4 first and the U2 second, and then S squared. So again, descending order, start with your biggest exponent and then slowly work your way to the smallest exponent. If you have two variables, then you want to also pay attention to alphabetical order. All right, I hope that you guys have decided which one you like better. Do you like box method or do you like distributing? And I want to see on your homework which one you chose. So I should be able to tell by looking at your work if you like distributing or if you like the box method. This concludes our videos for today.